Hey City Life, it's me, Pastor Dale, and everyone else who has been helping out with the pantry. I just want to say hello to you, and I'd just like to talk to you for a minute about the food pantry. So, in March 2020, COVID got jacked up and things were starting to happen, and we got our kids sent home from school, and everybody was home. People were sent home from their jobs. And as the leaders of City Life Church, we felt an urgent need to feed the families of our community, to provide diapers, to provide toilet paper, hygienic items, and all kinds of food that was needed. We've seen nearly 500 families receive an entire wagon of food and supplies. That's about 11,000 pounds of supplies. Now given out to most people who were within walking distance of our community. And that's really amazing because it means that a local community church helped its local community. Now about 10 churches and dozens of individuals from our church and outside of City Life donated almost all of these supplies. To those of you who donated, to those of you who helped clean and help organize, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. It was truly a blessing to see you stand up for our community. God called and you answered his call to serve, not caring who would get the credit. Whenever people would thank me, I would quickly let them know, this is not me. This is a whole bunch of other people donating. This is God who loves you, taking care of you. And I quickly let them know, I didn't buy it. It was from God. And I've seen people openly weep as they received the things that they've prayed for. I've seen others who were so ashamed to receive that they would pull up their cars, they would pop their trunks, and they would not look at me. And I would try to respectfully put the things in there and give them a God bless you, Dios te bendiga. At the same time, we've had people bring their neighbors as well to come and receive. I've learned how to say piñales and jabón de ropa. People have asked us to pray for them in English and in Spanish. I'm still learning how to pronounce certain items. Others have been excited to join us on Sunday. If a church loves me this much, maybe I should give it a shot. Ultimately, God was glorified, and those who had needs received. Often the most needy would even show their thankfulness by bringing the things they no longer needed. If we gave them size 4 diapers and they had extra size 3, they would bring us their size 3, hoping it would bless someone else. But at the same time, it's been hard. Many times people would show up starving and desperate at times that were not helpful for me or my family. I was forced to watch someone go hungry or take care of my family. That's an easy decision when you read the Bible, but after a dozen or so times, I began to see that my personal boundaries were in danger. This being at my home has made it harder. It's made it harder to even have others invited in to volunteer because ultimately you're going to have to be around my kids and there was a disease going on. It was making it hard. I've had people show up hours early expecting service and hours late with the same expectations. I've often had people on their way which starts out as 10 minutes late and ends up 3 days later with multiple texts throughout the days with me trying to rearrange my schedule to help them. I've been forced to exclusively use Spanish with about 200 families or visitors, which may not seem like a big deal unless I'm trying to work on my sermon and I'm trying to make sure people get what they need. Or unless I'm trying to eat lunch and I'm trying to make sure they get what they need. Or unless I'm trying to care for my family and make sure that these Spanish speakers, which is not my first language, gets what they need. Also, when people send food or drop it off, we were so blessed, but we still had to organize it, we still had to unpack it, we still had to put it on the walls, we still had to open up everything. I can tell you that every single week this year, my recycle bin has been completely full of boxes. And honestly, I'm just a little tired. Would I change anything we've done? Absolutely not. But I believe this season of the food pantry is coming to an end. I dream of the day when we can have a building in this community, walking distance, that is less dependent on me than this pantry was on the side of our house. With volunteers, perhaps, even made up of the people who are receiving the food and supplies. Wouldn't that be beautiful? Because not only does that mean that they get to receive, but it means they get dignity because they are earning and able to give to others. Now, maybe out there you know somebody who would like to donate $1.3, $1.2 million. If you know them, and you could ask them to buy a building here for Mount Hope and us so we could set up a legit food pantry as well as other things that we'd like to do. You should please talk to them about getting that $1.2 million for us, 1.3. Otherwise, after consulting my wife, we've come to the conclusion that this pantry has to end for now, which is, it's not a forever thing necessarily, but for now, it's been 13 months where we thought for an emergency we would do a food pantry for a month. And we feel like we've answered the call that God has given us to care in this emergency that was at hand. Now, since then, we've pivoted to getting people vaccinated. We've had over 300 needles go into arms that our church has helped to do, to get people back to work, to get people back to normal. We've handed out thousands and thousands and thousands of reusable masks just to get people back to normal. And hopefully God will allow us to help get the children vaccinated in this neighborhood so soon we can pivot to whatever God has next for us. Because we know that a food pantry may not be the thing that God has for us a year from now. He may have something else that is best for this community, even advocating and standing up for those who are in need or those who are oppressed. So I just want to say thank you for all your help, for all that you have sent to us. It has been incredible, and I want to just thank you for that. I'm eternally grateful for the work of Christ in my life, that he would allow me to be a part of this food pantry that has gone on this long. Friends, you have really made a huge difference in our community, and I just want to say thank you so much for the way that you've given, the way that you've supported, the way that you've helped clean, the way that you've helped come organize. This thing would not be as organized if it were just me. Thank you so much. God bless you. And I just want to say, one day, hopefully, we'll have a food pantry again. But this one, we're going to close it out, and we're going to stop in June so that I can, maybe one day go on vacation, or I can one day, do things that normal people do on their day off. So thank you so much. Appreciate you so much. This doesn't mean we're going to stop caring for people. I hope on Sundays we can start to have a food pantry as well. But for now, starting in June, we will not have a food pantry on the side of my house anymore after 14 months. So God bless you, friends. Dios te bendiga. I'll talk to you later.